All right. All right. So this is Levi Morehouse, the founder and CEO of Ceterus, and I am joined today by Brad McKeiver with Aprio. And Brad heads up their dental industry client accounting services, as what I would call it. Brad, I guess what's your actual title in the department that you're operating?
Yeah, I think it's a great description. So it's dental CPA, our industry leader there for Aprio, and been doing the dental CPA thing for about 10 years now. So we definitely, focus on those core services with our clients of tax and accounting, but we wrap it around with, an advisory mindset to try to help, practice owners tackle their what's next issue on the block and plan for the future.
I love it. I love it. And one of the big things here at Ceterus that we believe firmly is that entrepreneurs, and we squarely put dentists into that category. We call them dentalpreneurs. But entrepreneurs need a financial consultant. They need kind of a small business financial consultant, and no one is better geared for that than their accountant. And just from what I've seen of your firm, you guys absolutely just nail that. And your focus on the industry, having the expertise, brings that to the forefront as well. I guess, what brought you into accounting as a person, and then ultimately what brought you and your firm to the focus on dentistry? Was it an existing book of business and you just doubled down on it, or is that something you kind of brought to the surface? Maybe just walk us through a little bit of your history and how you got into that.
Yeah, sure thing. So I came out of kind of a non-traditional CPA background, actually. I came out of the financial world, worked at Mellon, Bank of New York Mellon, and kind of the private wealth financial planning side of the financial business. And, I enjoyed that job. Pittsburgh's a great city, but born and raised in the South, winter in Pittsburgh was rough. So I started looking at trying to get back to the Southeast, where we live now, and I actually decided to go into a sales role. So I got a medical device sales job for a short stretch of my career where I was selling orthopedic and trauma equipment to hospitals, doctors. Spent a lot of time in the OR with doctors just going through the day-to-day of them doing their business. And in that certainly kind of developed, a rhythm of communicating with the doctor profession. And as I, kind of got to the tail end of my career there and decided I wanted to get back into the financial world, looked around and said, well, I'm a CPA or CFP. Which route do I want to go? And I decided to go the CPA route. And that's kind of how I got to the CPA life. Now, how we got to dental beyond that was looking at my firm and saying, I want to grow it. How do we make it bigger? How do we make it better? And I talked with the practice owner at the time and said, well, you've been selling to doctors the last 5 years. Let's go sell to some doctors. Well, the reality is that most doctors are, hospital employees, right? So they don't have businesses that need small business planning and active kind of advisory services that a CPA can provide. There are a lot of dental practices that are directly owned, right, by that doctor and that dentist, and they need a lot of support to help them make those real-time business decisions. So from there, we started going out to try to understand the market and to see where those doctors were being left short on services and how we could fill that need. And built a heavy focus early on with benchmarking our practice's financial stats, which is obviously how you and I connected over the years as we started to look at better ways to benchmark and automate some of those practices. But the mindset was always that we need to give them those margins that help them make business decisions to better their lives.
I love it. I love it. Business decisions to better their lives. That's an excellent slogan. Talk to me about that growth yet. How has it gone? When you find dentists, who are they? Kind of, again, one of our things is that having expertise and concentration within an industry, just as the accounting professionals and as a firm, you bring so much more richness to your clients. Are you tending to find these clients kind of with an ad hoc provider that might not be specialized in dental, or what's attracting these dentalpreneurs to come and work with you, Brad, and your team and your firm?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you from a whole bunch of different places, but I would sum it up by they're doing something, right? And by what I mean by that, they're starting a new location, they're buying a practice, they're adding an associate, they're looking to grow their practice and expand rooms. So they need they need more than just the boilerplate. Here's your P&L, here's your tax return. Right? They're really looking for a conversation to help them understand their opportunities. And the fact that we're so deep in dental only, as I lead that part of our practice, where it really bears fruit is you can help walk them through the decision-making process. You can also help connect them with the people that they're going to need in that decision. So whether it's a banker, a marketing company, an attorney, whatever the need might be, we have surrounded ourselves with a group of dental advisors to make sure that when our client has a need, we can say yes. Right here, yes. Here's how. Yes, we've done that before, and here's how you do it. And here are the people to help you get it done.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's incredible. And truly value add as you'd imagine. One of the other things that we always look for and feel, the firms that are going to deliver what entrepreneurs are beginning to demand, especially in this environment with COVID and kind of the craziness going on in the economy, is that small business entrepreneurs need that consultation. They need the industry specialization, and they also need accounting professionals who are technology forward. I don't think accountants have to be on the bleeding edge of technology. You don't have to have robots and blockchain necessarily, but you need to be in the cloud, and you need a level of automation on the routine tasks and things like that. And again, that's something else that always impressed me with you and your firm, is that, you were looking for that. You were always striving for that, even when you were quite a bit smaller than you are today, as you've grown very quickly. But, what was the driver behind you looking to not just grow your client base, but improve the efficiency within your own firm and improve the technology you were using to serve those clients?
Sure. Now, thanks. Great question. I'll go back a little bit to your last question as well, where you said, where do you get clients from? I mean, sometimes when we do get a client from another CPA, it's not because they don't like their CPA. It's not because the CPA is not any good. It's showing that the CPA is not available, right? So, it's an old slogan in sporting, but my best ability is my availability, right? So having an available professional staff for our practice owners so that we can react in real time has long been kind of a passion of mine that I wanted to make sure, I could deliver to my clients. I somewhat started that mindset when I was in medical sales, right? I only got a paycheck if we sold products. Well, in orthopedic and trauma sales, if someone rings at 3 a.m., you need to go to work at 3 a.m., right? That's what the doctors are looking for in that line of business. Now, I'm not on call at 3 a.m. any longer as a CPA, but we still very much pride ourselves on being available to answer our clients' needs when they have them. Even if it's not life or death, it might feel like it's life or death to them. Sure. And we really try to embed in our staff, that mentality of, being available, returning calls, being, punctual with, getting our work product back out to them. And you mentioned our firm growth from, being a 10-person office up to being, a 50-person firm, and now as part of Aprio, we have over 500 employees and a top 50 level firm. You have to have processes in place that allow you to train all staff all along the way with that mindset, and taking care of some of the routine tasks with automation by partnering with your company and the products that we've helped bring to the dental space together has certainly gone a long way in helping us develop staff training and the extra time to have that extra 5 to 15 minutes to have a more of an advisory conversation with the client rather than just worrying about getting the basics done.
Sure. No, I love it. That is excellent. Well, very good. What would you say if you had to say one or two things, if somehow a dentist is listening to this or is checking you out, what are one or two things that you would say are the real big difference in going with the dental CPA practice at Aprio versus maybe what they're doing today?
Right. Yep. I think industry insight, right, is certainly probably the biggest area. PPP is a great example of it, just because all I did all day long was talk to practice owners. There weren't many situations that you as a practice owner have that I hadn't already talked about, thought about, and sought an answer for. So the fact that we're really deep into working with dentists only allows the client to call me and say, hey, Brad, I'm looking at a hygienist and I wanted to bring them on, but I'm not really sure on salary rates. What's the going rate, right? And I don't have to say, hey, let me research that and call you back. We're able to talk about your zip code, size of your practice, what your current margins look like now on your staff's cost, and really talk about what is the right rate in today's market, and how did that change pre and post COVID, and what sort of benefits are being offered, and what sort of demand is there right now for hygienists in 28277 or whatever zip code one might be in. And so I think that really deep industry knowledge is one item. And then second, I think connections. We are a very connected world, and dentistry is a very intertwined, connected network of providers. And so we're able to help you source through some of those best-in-class industry providers, so that if you are looking for, a great marketing person, HR, benefits provider, we've done a lot of that due diligence for what the average dental practice looks like.
I love it. All right, so if you're looking for help in the growing, thriving dental entrepreneur, look to Brad for industry expertise and knowledge and connections, the network, the connections that they have from their specialization, the concentration, the focus that they put on the dental industry and serving the entrepreneurs in that. Excellent, Brad. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. One final question for you. I think one of the, I'm a CPA by background. I've registered only for a long time, so I haven't been actively practicing. But I will say, as an accountant, as a CPA, I have never been more proud of that profession than I have been since the middle of March of 2020, when coronavirus hit and the COVID situation really just crushed the U.S. economy. So many business owners needed so much help. And I felt like instead of kind of shirking away and hunkering down as quarantines and lockdowns were happening, accountants stood up, they worked longer, they worked harder, they researched new regulations before they were even put into law in many cases, and they were just there to help, what is still a horrible, very challenging situation. But I'm very proud of what I've seen across the industry. What are some things that you and Aprio did that really kind of rose to the bell and really empowered the entrepreneurs you all work with kind of across industries throughout this situation? I know there's some things I thought maybe you could just highlight a few of those.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that line of thought. And I agree completely. Just looking across what all firms are doing, it wasn't an easy effort, but it was one that we're certainly very proud that, what we were able to help our clients get through, and kind of unprecedented decision making. I've often talked about it. We've been pandemic planning for a couple months, and now we're starting to get into some more normal business planning. But when we're in that pandemic planning stance, luckily we had the right technology infrastructure that allowed our staff to safely get home and to work from home with very little issue IT-wise. And so that was a great advantage we had. And as we really thought about helping our clients, we stepped back and said, let's look at it like it's our business. Right? I mean, we're their advisor, but let's pretend this is our business for our practice owners and our business owners. And let's figure out how to keep this business and their staff employed, and take advantage of the new regulations, the CARES Act, the PPP loans, the net operating loss, look back opportunities. Let's make sure we understand the entire picture, and then bring solutions to our clients to help them get over the finish line. Because right now, on the best of days, the average business owner is not great at understanding accounting and taxes. Now it's the worst of days with new law, right? So let's be that sense of comfort for them, that they know we're studying it around the clock, so that we can give them the information they need to go and make a decision about how they're going to handle their staff on Monday. And so we definitely took a real-time mindset. It was I can't forget, I don't remember what night of the week it was, but we had a required town hall meeting, one night at 8 p.m. And, I don't remember the exact number, but almost every single of our staff member made time to be there. And, on that town hall meeting, we committed that, that was in the middle of PPP, we committed that we had to be first in line for every single one of our clients and get them to the bank to try to get them their PPP loans to succeed to that period. So it was quite an effort. Our staff has been amazing, but and it's still going, right? I think that's the thing that we're all starting to come back into the economy, but we got to, remember there's still new legislation pending, and they're still interpreting some of the legislation they've already passed. So it's an ever-evolving paradigm right now, and we're happy to right. I think is one thing that we've reminded ourselves during this period as well.
That is awesome. That's impressive. And that, getting first in line at all those banks with the rush there, that's an ambitious goal, and it sounds like you guys did a great job on it. Excellent stuff. So keep on it. I think the regs are going to keep coming, and the economy's going to still got some tough waters to navigate. So you guys' efforts are awesome. Well, Brad, this has been really good. I appreciate your time. What if somebody's looking to get a hold of you? What is the best way for somebody to reach you and look into your firm helping them out?
Yeah, definitely can find us at aprio.com. So that's aprio.com. And search for me there. I'll be under our dental industry leader page, and love to connect and have any conversations that are still warranted on your dental practice.
Excellent. All right, Brad. Appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah.